is going on, dudes? Damn, sun is bright in my eyes. Oh, it's good to be back. Yeah, I am just having my morning coffee, trying to get back to this. I've been busy as shit. Getting all the comic stuff ready, getting it off to the printer. Should be going out by the end of this week, finally. If the world would stop fucking exploding. We're doing good, though. We're doing really good. City of Rot and The Secret Book are almost done, ready to ship off. I've had a big wax pack order I'm finishing up for Phil as well. That's taken a lot longer than expected. They're basically 2 wax packs in one, so I'm actively troubleshooting all of that while working through pre-press and bouncing things back and forth with the printer to make sure that they come out as best they possibly can. But it's going good. It's going really slow because I am not worried. I can't really think of the right word for it, but I want to get everything absolutely right and not rush into it. What up, Institute? Just doing a quick one today, trying to get back into the swing of things. Yeah, we have tons of film stuff going on with the headshot dudes. Oh, one of my cats lurking around back here. Yep. What up, Pickle? Lots of film stuff we're doing with the headshot dudes and some other people. Still waiting around to hear on the screenplay I sent out. The early reactions were holy shit, this is way outside of our purview. But they still liked it. They're still interested in it, even though it is sort of outside the realm of what they normally would be looking for. They were still interested in Copenhagen. So we'll see where that goes. That's also part of the reason we're shooting some test footage this summer, is we can shoot some test footage for cheap and effective, put it up as a short film on the Patreon and YouTube, and then use that test footage to show the producers sort of the style and tone and vibe we're going for with this streaming at 7 a.m. What the fuck is wrong with you, right? Well, I'm on my real person shit lately, so I'm waking up at a real hour, other than the fact that I'm wearing a hoodie from days ago just because it was freezing and this was down here, and I still need to shower. I'm like a greasy hobo right now, but decided to have my coffee before I shower today and then talk with you guys for a little while. Pedro Ang, hey Spence, it's been a while, sun in your face and everything. Yeah, so I got the office is all set up now. Before, when I was streaming, I'd be facing this way and the monitor was over here. You guys couldn't see my obnoxious not even book collection, because I guess this is mostly just books I readily reference every day, and then stuff I haven't read yet. Like you can see facing out, if you got real good eyes, right above my head right there is the Kill Journal from our boy Adam Lawson and Krager. Really excited. I've flipped through it a couple of times, but I haven't read the whole thing yet. But yeah, same with me, Rex. My sleep schedule's fucked up beyond repair, but trying to get that back on track. This desk right here isn't normally here. This will be gone, then my office will be wide open, but I'm basically using this as a secondary location for wax pack stuff right now. And it's just got some bullshit on it, but basically that's the drying table for the wax pack stuff, so I'm in a little U shape of desks right now. But we got the wide format printer right here, some of the button maker stuff. That's one of the button makers. 3D printer that I'm actively fixing right now. On the other side of that is all the stuff stripped down and apart. Really unexciting stuff. And then that printer back there is just an 8.5 by 11 printer that I picked up for next to nothing. The ink is cheap, and It once I have time to actually test it, should be good for printing out like why the fuck can't I think of it now? Ash cans. There we go. That's the word. Yeah. And then the Camp Rainbow ash can covers right there are that stack of yellow paper that hasn't been touched in 2 months. I was up for like 25 hours yesterday specifically to force myself to sleep at a reasonable hour so I could identify with the struggle. I did that a couple of days ago. Yeah, because I've been on a pretty good like normal schedule and everything, and then fucked it all up again. I think with the podcast and everything, I've been meeting with the headshot guys off stream to talk to them, and I think we actually have another one around 4 today. Where I'll be talking to them, trying to figure out what we're doing this summer, because it's looking like right now we might shoot a couple little shorts that are around $100 budget, which is like nothing, especially between a bunch of grown men coming up with the money for it. I wanted to shoot like 3 or 4 if possible, and they're talking about potentially shooting a feature film as well to follow up Mass State Lottery, like something quick, grindy, and I think very, very horror slanted. I start writing and or drawing at 8. Yeah, that's about when I start working the day job too, because normally Beth is off to her job by 8 in the morning. She had to leave a little early today, so I started a little early as well. I have like anti-robbery senses, so once Beth starts getting up and like moving about for the day, I can't help but wake up if there's somebody walking around in our house. Uh, but yeah, I'm up a little early today, doing a little quick stream, hanging out, seeing how everybody is doing. Then I'm gonna shower and get back to wax packs and coins all day long. Um, I still got to put in an order for a couple of things, got to print shirts and stuff, but realistically, once the pre-press is out and a lot of this big shit is out of the way, it's like little fun stuff that'll take me a couple of weeks to get done with all the head sketches I have to draw and the shirts we have to print and everything, but we have everything to print them. It's just a matter of finding the time to do it now. That isn't just like a brief 15 minutes at the beginning of the day, because it's a longer process. But I have the shirts to print for the Indiegogo campaign. I got the hoodies already to print for the high end Patreon guys. We're talking about stocking some hoodies to have on hand. Just Death Curse logo hoodies to start. Real simple stuff, old like hardcore band merch kind of style that I did back in the day. So probably just like a Death Curse logo hoodie to start, like black with a white print or white with a black print or something like that. We're doing the logo tees, and then actually Beth's sister, who is a seamstress, we're talking about possibly some simple cut and sew clothing, if not just like some nice not designer but fancier pocket tees, where it's basically like a one color t-shirt with a designed fabric pocket stitched onto it. They're all custom stitched by our seamstress, and then I'm thinking we'll probably do a pocket print on them as well. I am dying today, guys. Sorry. Had to get up and get a tissue. God damn. I guess I'll get one of those day jobs. I mean, I'm lucky enough. My day job is looking like a fucking nerd at this desk. No. My day job is working for Beth's family, so it's pretty much like where I'm at for life now, and unless Beth gets rid of me. And I'm lucky enough to where it's a sustainable business and work is solid and everything. But because it's tied to the gold exchange and all that shit, it's an ever changing work environment in a sense. Things can get real busy and crazy all of a sudden, and not necessarily for me. It's more so for Beth, but then it affects our life together, which is why it would be beautiful someday for my writing to actually pay all the bills, and then we don't have to do this. But the reality of that is you have to write in all different sectors, and I've been a stubborn ass for a really long time and been like, nah, I just want to do comics. I don't give a fuck about any of this other stuff. I don't want to get involved in this discourse. And now I realize you kind of have to write in all different fields, but you don't have to get involved into the discourse if you don't want to. You can just kind of do your own shit and not give a fuck about people, because who's gonna stop you? Good fucking luck. If you can fit your hands around my neck, you can go ahead and kill me. But good luck. I guess I'll get one of those day jobs. Yeah, it's not bad, man. It's good. I regret not going into the military, because I could have just gotten all the structure that I desire out of that. But I was a fucking asshole kid. Didn't really want to be told to do anything, and still kind of don't. But what can you do? Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. We got a bunch of if you've been following along on the Instagram, we got a bunch of prosthetic stuff coming together, things like that. Basically, I've been doing a bunch of really cheap tests with different stuff to figure out if we can make something for Voidwalker. I'm looking at, just because my preference, I'm looking at probably a shell mask. Like, if you're familiar with the Coopertown or Cooperville masks, whatever the fuck they were called in the 80s. They're kind of getting a resurgence now. The vacuum form, just flat, like, plastic shell masks that kids got, and it was the really shitty, like, t-shirt costume with it. Thinking about doing one of those for Voidwalker, because those would at least be somewhat cost effective on our end, and also able to still do them for a reasonable price for people who might actually want them. Like, I wanted it to be something where it might be a little bit expensive for a kid's Halloween costume, but they can still afford to get it if they want to. Not this shit where it's like a $100 mask and stuff like that. And if it's like an over the head one, it basically has to be like, it's not cheap to do that kind of stuff, especially to mass produce it. Excuse me. But yeah, we're looking into that. I would fucking absolutely love to shoot a short film with Voidwalker eventually, or some test footage or something of someone just in like a full bodysuit. But my calculations on doing the bodysuit, because we looked into, I was like, oh, what if I could make a screen ready bodysuit for a model to wear when we come back to conventions? Because I thought that would be really cool. We go back to conventions with Pete and Alterna and everything, and we have Voidwalker just show up at our table so kids could take pictures with him. Because when we launched, kids fucking loved Voidwalker. I had a banner at shows that had Voidwalker on it, and kids would walk up and go apeshit when they saw it. Like, he's at least a very visually interesting character to kids. So I thought it would be really cool and effective to have someone like in the Absolem suit, hanging out at the booth, and they don't even really need to talk or anything. They'd just be in this gnarly suit and hanging out. But yeah, would cost at least like $500 to make that thing and make it look really good and operate well, and not kill the guy wearing it, and not just be like printed fabric, like actually have shape and form to it. Yeah, kids love demons. Exactly. It's basically a thing I take about all the stuff here on the property, but Yeah, man. I know that it is. Beth's parents are actually trying to get me to start like selling some shit on eBay too, just because they have so. My boss, like in the industry we're in, he also picks up a lot of collectibles and shit that not like not much overlap in the comic book world. If it was stuff like that, I'd be like cool, or like old war guns and stuff like that. That's the shit I normally pick up off of him, which is why I like love. That's like the one little added perk of this job that I absolutely love is like he'll come across old like fucking cavalry swords and stuff, and I can just like get them for what he got them for. And he has guys that'll owe him money for big deals that just like completely fuck the deal on their end, so they owe him a ton of money and they just give him like amazing pieces of art and shit. He had a like an it's like a 6 or 8 foot tall painting of Abraham Lincoln that was like in I think the Smithsonian at one point. It was hung in there for a couple of years or something for some present or for some presentation, but it was just like sitting in our office for like a year. I don't even know if it's still there. uh We've had a lot of dumb fucks try to sell us Nazi memorabilia, not realizing that my boss is like very Jewish and will like it's just like a moral thing that we won't profit off of that kind of shit. Uh, but yeah, there's lots of cool stuff that comes in there, and that's like one of the highlights of that gig for me. But yeah, having something just to do is great. And I'm not looking forward to the eBay thing, so I understand like the drying up and wanting to get something new. That stuff is so you can make a killing on there fucking constantly, and then it can just fall off out of nowhere. It's a lot like YouTube and other places. But at least with eBay, you have something tangible you're selling for the most part. YouTube, it's kind of a matter of snake oil, depending on your perspective. There's a lot of people that are selling you on bullshit the whole time, which is why we're sparse on here. We try not to be like that. If I have to feel like I'm just advertising to you guys constantly, I don't want to fucking be on here doing this. Like, it's a struggle enough to get the shit done I want to get done. Obviously things have to be marketed, and you can't be such an asshole that you're like, oh, this is just gonna sell itself. But yeah, it's a struggle, man, to not just be like shilling constantly and actually engaging people and also getting work done. I'll wear it if you need an obese Voidwalker. Oh, dude, we're gonna have so much diversity amongst the Beyonders. Just wait. There's a lot going on in Voidwalker that we haven't been able to get to because of a lot of hangups that I don't want to really get into right now. It'll all be made clear very soon as things are getting back on track behind the scenes. But Voidwalker will be back. He was supposed to be back this year, basically. Technically end of last year, but Christian's been working on other stuff, and I've been so bogged down with all this. I didn't want an added stress, and I didn't want that. Like, me and Christian have a really good work relationship. I love what we're doing with that book. Voidwalker wouldn't exist without Christian. It is our book. It's not just my book. Like, and I didn't want to have my bullshit bringing down Christian's achievements on that book. So essentially decided to hold off for the time being and get everything else right. And it's all in kind of a shared universe, so there are some things that we need to hold out on, but that wasn't ever really the issue. That's just an added bit of it. But yeah, it's coming back together. It's gonna be really cool. I know you guys are gonna like all of it. We're aiming to do like a quarterly release on the first 4 issues of Hellseekers if we can do that. Hopefully that'll be late this year into next year. If everything goes according to plan, we'll be getting all of City of Rot out, and then we'll have that preview issue of Camp Rainbow. But it's looking like we might have to get a new artist for Camp Rainbow if me and Jeff are fucking excuse me, full-time Alterna boys. Who knows though? Jeff is making progress every day and getting faster and faster and better and better. He's really in it for the long haul and genuinely loves making comics and art. So I think we're gonna be seeing a lot of Jeff for a very long time in the comics sphere in general. And he actually did a little piece of concept art for me for one of the movie projects I'm working on. I don't know if I can actually pull it up on here really quick. We posted a little preview the other night on Instagram, but I have to build a miniature model. Oh, that's right. It's in the our little DMs. Yeah, I have to build a little miniature model for one of the shorts potentially. We're doing it like legit old school Star Wars style. Real, probably 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot model. Of this big old space prison, and I basically showed Jeff, I was like, use the original Blade Runner as sort of a baseline on this. I showed him obviously the Tyrell Corp building, which I think will be pretty obvious in this. And I think I said originally I imagined it as sort of like a giant cube. It's like it's a cube floating through space, but it's built up of like thousands of little cells, and each cell is literally like a prison cell attached to another cell on the top, sides, and bottom. And there's just like thousands of these things lining this cube. And in my head, I sort of imagine it like the mess hall is in the center of the cube, and all the social rooms of a prison and everything like that. The rec yard or whatever it is would be in the heart of this cube. But all of the like exterior of the cube was going to be the prison cells, like on the outer perimeter. So if this prison got attacked or something like that, basically the outer shell or shield of this thing is all the prison cells with a bunch of criminals in it. I gave that to Jeff, and Jeff came up with this awesome design right here. That's like it's at an angle here, but it's essentially like a pyramid with a big like tower console on the top of it. And these awesome like arcing, almost like sails on the side of it. I've been calling them sails. I'm sure there's a better term for it, but I'm an idiot. And this is supposed to be like essentially the like Supermax equivalent for this sci-fi short. And I love the little silhouette and everything that I get to work on nailing down. But we're gonna be 3D printing a bunch of parts, building this thing, and shooting it, sending it over to a VFX artist to comp everything together. This is kind of like a maybe on the plans for summer, but Jeff did a really good job on this. And essentially there's like little, it's hard to see in here. Let me see if I can zoom in really quick. Right, evidently not. It's hard to see, but there's little black windows inside the pyramid and everything, and that's like little ports where the cells have been removed, sort of thing. And I love that idea where, because I told Jeff the cells were going to be like modular, like they could just lock together like Legos, sort of thing. And then when he sent this back to me, I was like, oh, that's brilliant, because the cells can just basically be like escape pods, and this is supposed to be like a space prison for the worst of the worst. So it's like if a prisoner acts up or whatever, or something goes wrong, they can legit just launch you out into space and like let you die. Just starve to death out there. You're no one's problem. You're not their problem anymore, at least. So I thought that was really cool, and that's something I might be able to stop motion animate a little take of or whatever on blue screen. But very cool little bits of visual storytelling that Jeff threw in there and gave me plenty to work on. And I believe he said this little panel down here in the bottom left corner was kind of like the locking panels for if there wasn't a pod in there. So if you looked into one of those black windows, you would see one of those doors in there. But yeah, the whole premise for this is actually, I don't want to say anything about it because I don't want another fucking solid idea getting stolen right now. But I'm working on this screenplay in between a bunch of other shit, and this little short will be sort of like a fake trailer for this screenplay, possibly with a somewhat well-known actor if we get our way. Need to figure out getting him to Connecticut for the shoot, but I'm learning that very little work in movies will pay you way more than comics will, and then I can take all of that money and spend it on making more comics. So yeah, we're doing a little bit of everything now, and I might even be starting to edit for some people soon. So we'll see. I'm just trying to find whatever work I can. But yeah. Just want to give you guys a little update, have my morning coffee. That's all about done right now. I can't really think of anything else. If you're a Patreon subscriber, we didn't record the episode last night. Ryan's dealing with some family stuff right now, so we decided to hold off. I believe we're recording it tonight, and then it'll be up either late tonight or tomorrow. Yeah, I hate you have to keep everything so secret because people are assholes. That's literally why we started the Patreon, and it's been like it's been great because I've never had to be like, hey guys, keep this a secret, but like no one really goes and shares it off of the Patreon or anything like that. It hasn't become a big deal. If it's something like really secretive, I'll normally post and be like, hey, keep this hush hush, guys. But we haven't really had to do that yet, but I mean, we've had people straight up like steal names for things while they were following me on social media and then unfollow me on all social media platforms and announce their books. So I'm very apprehensive about sharing things with parts of any community now because there's a lot of that in general, and I've experienced enough of it that I've never even talked about to make me wary of the shit that happens here. So I'm gonna keep my ideas close to my chest until they've paid me. But I promise you, they're cool. They're a lot of fun, and a lot of the shit that we're doing tangibly in-house will be coming soon. You guys have seen a lot of the baby teeth stuff. It's coming together. And we have lots of comic stuff literally locked and loaded. I know I keep saying that, but like the secret book is pretty much done being lettered now, so I'm hoping to get a page up this week. It's just that sort of keeps going by the wayside while I'm finishing other stuff, but lots of comic stuff coming to the Patreon soon, and then we'll start backlogging the old Alterna stuff. Baby Teeth short most likely happening this summer. That's kind of like the definite one. Possibly two more, and then maybe a feature, but that's what I'm meeting with the Headshot dudes to talk about today. After I meet with them, I'll know more, and probably have to talk less after that, but it'll be fun, and I think you guys will dig it, because we're involved in it, and we're looking to make cool, practical shit where even if it doesn't end up being the best movie or short film in the world, it'll entertain you for a little while, and the effects will look good, and it'll be at the very least a fun watch. But yeah, we'll be talking soon. I also need to talk to Institute about one of the shorts, but I'm sure it's all things he'll be very into when the time is right. But yeah, guys, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching, and we'll do this again soon. Take it easy, dudes.